What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of the documentary A Glitch in the Matrix. This, of course, is directed by Rodney Asher. Now, before we begin, hey, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button, as well as commenting below on any video that you watch, including this one. So, Rodney Asher, as a director, has directed, I believe, his third full-length feature documentary, which is A Glitch in the Matrix. But he also directed, of course, Room 237, which was a very interesting kind of hypothetical take and a conspiratorial take on, The Shining, which was directed by Stanley Kubrick. And then he directed a film which is called The Nightmare, which deals with, sleep paralysis, which I've actually had happen to me before. But I won't watch that movie because it gives me nightmares to just think about sleep paralysis. So this documentary, A Glitch in the Matrix, is a very, very fascinating one because, like I said earlier, Rodney Asher is he loves to deal with the thesis of the human condition, the human psychology and mind. He likes to go into the very conspiratorial theories of everyday life and how everything operates. And so this third film that he's directed is very, very fascinating because it deals with, for instance, computer programs. It deals with computer simulations. It deals with the ideas and ideologies, not 100% throughout the documentary, but for the most part that we could be living in a Matrix-style world where if we were to die, we wake up in a completely different universe. And it's a very interesting kind of idea that I don't 100% go with. It doesn't mean I don't kind of believe some of the stuff that's going on, but when you think about it, these individuals who are all anonymous, a lot of them are as avatars. A lot of people, like doctors and so on and so forth, are their real selves. But a lot of these people who don't want to be shown, who don't want to be crucified and stuff like that, they're like avatars. It's like one looks like a lion, one looks like a spaceman, one looks like a weird tentacle creature. And how they kind of present their theories, how they can present their ideas, they're a little bit believable because if you think about the coincidences in our life, the ideas that we are always constantly on our phones, we're always constantly on the computer, that 99 times out of 100, the people we talk to are through a webcam, through a bunch of circuitry on your keyboard or in your computer. The fact that our human brain itself is actually a computer in its nutshell, how it learns, how it progresses, how it processes everything. So the idea that we live in a computer simulated reality is very, very possible and I think kind of true. But then they go into the fact that, like I said, we wake up and we're a completely different universe. It's a very kind of outlandish view. And then Rodney Asher kind of goes into another realm where it deals with people who are very highly influential and highly influenced by stuff like The Matrix or Tron, where they actually believe it so strongly that, for instance, there's a point in the story where a guy talks about how he killed his family. Very gruesome, be aware. And once he comes to the realization of what's happening and how the Matrix is very fantastical and it's a movie, his world kind of collapses upon itself. But there are some really cool instances in this documentary where it deals with coincidences where, for instance, you'll be listening to the radio station or a podcast and you'll think of something. Let's say you think of a song you really like. All of a sudden it starts playing on the radio 10 seconds later after you thought about it, or you were thinking about a person, all of a sudden they text you or they call you and you haven't talked to them for a while. So those coincidences and those ideas of the world as a whole kind of give leeway to these theorizing stories. And for with that said, it makes the documentary a very interesting and fascinating situation to watch. It doesn't mean that there's going to be a lot of people on board because of the whole idea of what they're presenting, but I just think it's a very kind of interesting, very thought-provoking, very kind of cool documentary. There's a point in this documentary where, for instance, they're talking about a guy who gets arrested and through some strange, weird coincidences, he somehow gets out of it. His people he's riding with have done some bad things, and just the ideas and facts that it presents, and it shows really cool moments of really interesting CGI moments and really interesting kind of thought-provoking theories about what is going on in this world, what truly happens after you have lived past your life. Is the fact that we're on a computer? Is it somebody watching us? So it's a documentary that does some really interesting things, and I think once again proves that Rodney Asher has a very kind of interesting pulse on what is the human mind and how it operates. Now, with that said, like I said, it doesn't mean it's 100% real. It's not 100% truthful, because there are some things I don't agree with. But I think overall, I think the documentary is very, very thought provoking and does a really nice job with the, the information it's trying to give to you, and the ideas and thoughts and, motivations of these individuals and what they're trying to say, the ideas of like the coincidences and the happenstance, stuff like that. It's just a really, really kind of unique, really interesting documentary that does some really cool stuff in its representation. So, but overall, it's a documentary that I really enjoyed. I think it's a fascinating one. I like the ideas that are being presented. But a lot of people will not go for it. It's very similar to Room 237, where the theorizing and the conspiratorial theories and the ideas of, our human existence can be a little much for people. So it might not be something that a lot of people, jump on board for. But I think if you can kind of go with it and you can kind of see the points they're trying to make, I think you'll really enjoy it. And once again, I think here Rodney Asher really represents both sides pretty equally. So I think he's very even and its kind of ideas and ideologies. So I do think it's a very, on the level type of documentary. So, but that's it. That's my take on this documentary, A Glitch in the Matrix. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite documentary is. What is one that really kind of sticks with you? I'll give you one example. One Day in September, about the, Israeli hostage situation at the Olympics, was a big one for me. But anyways, let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you liked the video, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.